There's no one currently in... What just happened? Did I get a letter? A worrying message from Georgie Kane. Please visit me at the Crucible at your earliest convenience. Another misfortune has befallen us, and again it concerns the person whom you have traveled so far to see. I hope the woes of our family are still of some importance to you. I guess I should go there first then. The Crucible, he said. Is that the name of their house? It is. They have weird dramatic names for their living places. The ones with the bodies in them can't be opened. This is Town Hall? What the fuck? What's in the other door? Oh. This is the front-facing for Town Hall, and the other one's a nightmare place where they lock people up until they die. Cool. Is nobody in Town Hall? I guess this is where you would go when there's a court case? Like a hearing has to happen, maybe? No, maybe not that. No, I think this is just where the workers would be if they were working, which they're apparently not. The fuck? What the figgity? Right over there's another... Yeah, it's a meat place. That's not the one I've been to already. And then we'll go straight to Georgie, since he has a mission for me. Instead of me just fishing around for a mission, as I was planning on doing. Boop boop. Boop. I can't help but feel like I'm desperately flailing in this game. The meters make that feeling. Bread. Dried fish. Anything that's not fresh seems like the way to go. To an extent. I have 23 ammo. God damn. God damn. Am I wearing these gloves right now? I assume I am, but I'm not really super sure. Because of the way that they denote this information. Shotgun shells. Every piece of ammo is worth 200. Huh. Huh. A silver ring is worth less than 1 bullet. That's the cultural value system we're dealing with right now. Okay. The problem is the children don't usually sell you food, right? Which is what I'd want to prioritize a little bit. 360. Ah! A gold ring is equal in value to a lockpick. I find that interesting. I'm watching my money vanish, and it's very concerning. Because I thought I had an edge. And it does not appear to be the case. Just gonna get out there to Georgie. We're gonna do some work. And we're gonna hope that Georgie pays me real money. People pay you garbage in this game. Like, they pay you a value of money that is insubstantial compared to the cost of, like, a loaf of bread, which they know is not enough to feed you. I think I need to prioritize trying to save the city itself. There's random sick people like, can you help me? And it helps your reputation, and also it'd be nice to help random people, but economically I can't single-handedly cure every person. I'm not the city. Alright? No new dialogue with man. You know man who is man. New dialogue with you? No new dialogue with you. Let's do a barter. Never mind. You're not worth it. That's not very nice. You guys have garbage cans behind your houses? I kind of have a constant background anxiety in this game because I'm just abundantly aware of the idea that, like, at any moment I could back myself into a corner with the meters. Or at any moment I could just be too exhausted and hungry and infected all at the same time or something. And it's like the kind of problem you can only solve potentially by rewinding a not insignificant part of the playthrough, I would figure. And then trying to replay a whole day retracing your steps, but also making that day more efficient so that you do all the objectives faster based on your pre-knowledge of how they work, but then also trying to get other forms of gathering done along the way. Alright, Georgie Kane. Come at me, brah. I walk in and he's just, the place is just full of infected people. Like that one time. That was not a good time, and I'm paying for its consequences, like, on loop since then, basically, aren't I? Yep, getting little hitches. You loading for me?
Who could have thought? A plague is staring us in the face. That's how much his demise means.
My dear doctor, misfortune is a regular guest in our family home. A new calamity has befallen us. What is it? The house in which Reuben lived and worked has been tainted by infectious mold and fallen prey to the looters. Our messengers searched every nook and cranny. Neither Reuben nor Simon's body are in the house. Some of the people that helped to undertake the search are paying a terrible price. They've contracted the sand pest. How would you explain the absence of the body? It appears that once the infection began to spread across the house, Master Reuben decided to remove the body. He must have taken it to some hidden location that he considered safe. However, since we haven't heard from him, we can only infer that Reuben is dead. Let's hope that Reuben will get in touch soon. Something tells me that isn't going to happen. Well, damn, we just met him once. That's rough. Were you going to ask me to help? Please help us recover the body, Doctor. We are already much indebted to you for having identified Simon's killer. It's not your fault that the truth has turned out to be so distressing to us all. I implore you to help Simon and us once more. Find my brother's body. The task is far from trivial. Where do I even start? Someone may have seen something. I believe you've made some useful acquaintances in the town slums. Not to mention, we have all manner of lowlife here. Could they know something? Speak to my brother Victor. He is much better than me where the practical side of things is concerned. I'll let you know what I find.
In growing old, we become more foolish and more wise.
I will richly reward a friend that finds Simon's body for me, and I will squeeze the last drop of blood from the mongrel who stole it. Anger is a poor companion for a noble man. Oh shit, look, Mr. High Road over here, being all high roady. Bet he's proud of himself. That's an other task. Huh. That's not today's quest. I don't know today's quest yet, but that's apparently a side task to get all busy with. So I think the letters are how they help you navigate the whole game, basically. Otherwise, you'd have to, like, just check with random people almost to figure out who wants you to do things a given day. And there's a lot of characters in a large map. That'd be kind of unreasonable.
That does it. I'm going to break soon.
Every hour brings us more trouble. I'm looking for your brother's body, Victor. Do you have any ideas on the subject? I do. If I were you, Oglimsey's son would be the first person I'd turn to. Young Vlad, nicknamed Charon. Reuben and he have had some business together. He knows places where Reuben may have taken the body. Have you asked him? I've tried, but we are in a difficult position now. On one hand, we are putting pressure on his father. On the other, we're asking him for a favor. Putting pressure? I was under the impression yesterday that we managed to put an end to all disputes between ruling families. There can never be an end to the disputes between our families. It's as impossible as reuniting day with night. But now I feel that Big Vlad's actions have a bearing on the root of all of our troubles. I don't like this silence from the termitary. Could it be that the infamous murderer is hiding? Your brother succumbed to the disease. I thought we'd already come to terms with that. A stranger has made their way into the town. Human or Shabnak, it doesn't matter. We can't establish whether their involvement in Simon's death was direct or indirect, but the involvement is clearly there. Why? It has been revealed to Maria in a dream that the cause of Simon's death is hiding at the Termitary. I intend to find out why Big Vlad refuses to adamantly to open it. And you should ask Vlad the Younger if you get the chance. Alright, I'll try to ask Vlad the Younger. Vlad the Younger is a loyal son. He may be cynical, but deep inside he believes in the precepts of vassal ethics. He has no reason to conceal a crime, but he'd never help us knowing that we're acting against his father's best interests, notwithstanding our respect for each other. Tell everyone in your household to remain indoors. If anyone has to be sent outside, don't let them come back in. What? Abandoning them in the middle of the perilous night? No. Such people will have to go to the isolation ward first. Savarov promised me that the ward will be set up soon. Alright, so they're pointing out how to get to Vlad the Younger. Which, at this point, I've kind of memorized, but still valid.
Vlad is right. Whatever happens in the Termitary, it'll be ill-advised to open it now.
Every hour brings us more trouble. Do you know anything regarding Reuben's whereabouts? Sadly, no. The disappearance of Master Reuben fills me with the sincerest regret. He is, of course, the person most to blame for the loss of our brother's remains, but that's not what matters. And what is? We have no competent people left except you. We're unable to put up a struggle. Is it true, what I've been told, that you declined Sabarov's request and did not accept responsibility for the town's future? Who told you that such nonsense? Not only did I agree, I explicitly stated my eagerness to do all within my power. You are a noble man, Bachelor Denkovsky. So we do still have a hope. My duty is towards the powers that be. He thought I wasn't going to help. I wonder if that's a result of me looking into the quest for running away. Which was mostly me looking into the idea of maybe helping somebody escape. But even that's a bad idea. One of those things where I'm like kind of happy I got caught. But yeah, I have a gun because I volunteered. And then a second gun which I sold. Sure that won't come in to bite me in the ass at all.
Did you see anything weird on your way here?
Please do stay in. No new dialogue there. How do you go upstairs in these houses? Anyone else noticing that? Look how fucking big this house is. There's clearly a second floor. Except in the inside there's no staircase. And I think that was true for like both of them. I'm like, how is there not a staircase to the second floor? Pretty much every single time I start walking in a straight line quietly without any turning, it's because I took my hand off the mouse to get water. Doing lots of line reading wears on me. Like, water, bring me water. We've added a new silhouette to the cast, the sickly man who is joining the others. This is my favorite song. I don't even know why. It's kind of an odd one. There's just a pacing to it. There's also like a flatness and a groove to it that just makes it function well as like a pass the time song when you're walking around. Good morals and it's the same dialogue as always. Alright, no update from you. Part of me completely unreasonably wants there to be like a little red flag that goes up, like it's a mailbox to indicate that there's new deliveries to the garbage. Based on how I use them. Nobody has new dialogue today, really, do they? Alright, we're looking into this missing body then. The more quests I do, the more I might get payment to help me out. I don't know. It may have been a mistake to, on some level it may have been a mistake to give all them all that money. I really hope that, shelter works out. Because if that shelter collapses, I'll look at all that money I could have had and been like, oh, that would have lasted me a while. And I gave it to them to run a shelter that then collapsed. And the fact that their go-to location had pre-collapsed before they even started the process does not bode well for the prospects of the project as a whole. I gotta say. This is all parallel. This is all parallel to Vlad's house. So whenever I go to a place like this, I need to then go on a different path to get away from it. But I should always fully explore this park. There's so many garbage cans here. Just like the theater. Water as far as you can see. If you're lucky. What a weird... what a weird profit motive to have. One of my economic tricks is I just search all of the garbage and trade what I find with people. In particular, the part where I have a whole service I'm kind of providing to the town where I just grab a bunch of empty bottles out of the garbage and then fill them with water out of water supplies that I don't even own. They're just lying around. And then those two things combine into me having a profit that we should turn into bandages. I am a government worker, I guess. Hello, Vlad.
Interest speaks all sorts of tongues and plays all kinds of characters, even that of disinterest.
How can I help you? Ruben's disappeared. His home has been infected and looted. Neither his body nor Simon's was there. Where could he have gone? I don't know. I haven't seen him. Do you suspect that Ruben is dead? Why should I suspect that? If Ruben were alive, he would undoubtedly make his whereabouts known. And he certainly wouldn't keep quiet about the pest getting inside the town. He's one of the few who have an actual understanding of what that entails. Is that what you think? Well, if neither Ruben nor Simon were in the dead house, that means Ruben has at least attempted to move the keeper's body to another place. Otherwise, we would have to surmise that somebody had stolen two infected bodies with peculiarly obscure purposes. Wouldn't you agree? You're reading my mind. I find it hard to believe that the body's been stolen. No madman could ransom it to the Kanes and get away alive. And you could never find the kind of blasphemer who would defile it out of sheer malice. Ruben will make himself known soon. You'll see. And still I beg for your assistance. There's no doubt in my mind that you have a theory of your own. Look, Ruben's dealings with our family are our family's business. We value his trust. I don't feel that disclosing the details to you would be the right thing to do. Not unless I see that, the family would benefit more than it would suffer from the exchange. Do you understand? In all honesty, I don't. I want to settle the dispute between us and the Kanes concerning our unwillingness to let the emissaries into the territory. I don't know what the Kanes are thinking, but we are not harboring anything or anyone that could be of even remote interest to them, especially to my deeply esteemed fellow Victor. So why don't you let the inspectors in? First of all, it's dangerous. The rabble is rioting. I've told you about that more than once already. Secondly, Father will not submit to the younger Kane's orders. If this keeps up, we'll soon be taking orders from his 10-year-old son. Fine, what's your plan? The Kanes are hiding something too. They have their own skeleton in the closet, and it's even more unsightly than ours. Our closet is full of our own workers. Theirs is full of other people's children. If you can make sure that everything is well inside the Polyhedron, then trust me, The termitary is fine too. It's an enclave, a closed chamber. So you believe that quarantine will be effective in keeping the infection out of the giant bunkhouse? Certainly. Did you not say yourself, at least that's how it was relayed to me, that walls are a solid defense? Besides, think of what will happen if 10,000 people pour into the streets in search of food and gossip. Try to imagine that picture. 10,000 people? How many people live in this town, by comparison? Sounds convincing. I'll inspect the Polyhedron and talk to Victor, but I'll ask a favor of you in return. Help me find Simon's body. Tried to curb the righteous anger of the judge and the terrible Victor. They seem to have finally decided to harass my father to death. I have no doubt that no matter what he did, it's not his fault. If you do that, I will gladly assist you. Deal.
Is the disease really contagious?
It just occurred to me that a map with the infected areas charted on it would significantly help couriers and medical aids. It may be surprising to you, but I've already seen to that. My men are now assigned to produce such maps daily. The cost of making one copy is a mere, let's say, 1,000 or so. I don't know if is that worth doing? I'd like to buy it right now. Oh. That whole area? Not really high on money now. That whole area is infected now? Well, that's bad. So, yeah, I guess it makes sense. That's where the first guy died. That's Peter's studio. That's Sticky's house. What state are they in now? Shit. I'm supposed to investigate the Polyhedron. You definitely get a sense that I'm just being given the runaround constantly, and people are just kind of keeping me busy. I may just want to avoid that part of town if I can. I need to get used to these numbers. In particular, the idea that 1,000 is a small amount of money, because it certainly does not feel like a small amount of money. Actually want to turn here. 1,000 feels like such a grand sum to me. And it's weird because I've seen prices of bread be up there while prices of like a murder are only about the same. No interest in talking. Always gotta check. Even though I think I just checked it recently, I'm like, walking my garbage cans. Keep the habit up. You never know, right? No, it's not like I know what the refresh timer is. If that's even how it works. A timer would... a timer that triggers like a dice roll is probably the easiest way to do it. Like, wait X amount of time, then roll the dice to see if it refills or not. The alternative would be to like try to program the AI simulation so that the people in this town actually throw away bottles. And then keep track of where they throw the bottles away. Hey kid, you tend to sell things I want. Let's barter, lad. You've got medication, and I've got claws. Which are not valuable, apparently. Shit. It's a sleeping medication, but I have a lot of it now. Maybe I should wait until I find somebody that sells stuff I don't have a bunch of, because I have how much of that? 16. Seems like I'm just not really in a hurry for that stuff. Quite the shape. Ooh. Synthetic immunity booster. Good for increasing immunity. Overdosing can lead to adverse health effects. I'll take that. Got stuck up on my different types of drugs. Nice of them to just have them on hand. The question is, can I even get in? Okay, I've looked at you before, so I've never tried to climb here. I looked at the freaky staircase and everything. I'm like, this seems like a place I should visit at a different time. For story reasons or something. So this is totally impossible. Like, the structure of this place would require, like, the strongest building materials ever known to man. Because it has no supports. It's just floating. The only thing you can call a support is the fact that the ladder technically touches the ground. I mean, the staircase. But, like, a staircase is not normally a support for an entire building, let alone, like, a borderline skyscraper thing. Ugh. Boy. When I'm in heights mode, that's not a good time to feel that happen. A long way up. Hi. How do you do? You know, the loading screen made it look like you had more of like an actual head instead of a weird toy. You can't go inside or else the tower will topple. Do you think this is funny? Dog head. How many children are in here? Was that riding? What the hell? What is this place? We're so high up. The ruins are like this too, where they don't geometrically make sense. I guess I have to ask permission if I want to go look inside. Go talk to Georgie or something. Definitely get the sense I should have saved at the bottom, and then specifically, I don't remember if I saved or not, because I kind of absent-mindedly pressed it every now and then. But I should have saved at the bottom so I could load when I was done if nothing happened. Just to save the trip. Do I need to ask Georgie for permission? I've got my response to the current situation.
I'm deadly tired.
Maybe I need to talk to Victor? Victor technically sent me to Vlad. So maybe I talked to Victor about it. See, he wanted me to investigate the structure. If that doesn't work, my other in might be to talk to Peter, who built it. Hey, did you know the guy that tried to build, who built your structure over there, tried to leave?
Vlad is right. Whatever happens in the termitory, it would be ill-advised to open it now.
Wait, it'd be ill-advised to open it now? But you want to get in there, don't you? Or was that Georgie? I come bearing news from the Glimskis. It has to do with the termitary. Most curious. What is it? Vlad the Younger asked me to tell you the following. The termitary has been closed before the Polyhedron was, and there are many witnesses to that. Really? What is he getting at? He has no reason to believe the situation inside the termitary is different from that inside the tower. Ingenious. Damn it. Alright, so be it. If that's how he's spinning it, then I'm forced to leave him alone, for now. You can tell him that. If only last, we will find... It will only last until we find proof that not everything is in order in the termitary. I hope there's no doubt in your mind I'm obviously only doing all this to get the Oglimskis to reveal the location of Simon's body to me. I haven't been wasting my time either in the meantime. The information my couriers have brought back is terrible. There's a ripper in the town. Fragments of human bodies have been found. It's either a stranger who doesn't observe our traditions, or it really is something, or someone or something from the steppe. Who is this stranger? Earlier I feared that Big Vlad was sheltering him at the termitary. It's clear now that isn't the case. He's on the loose. I think he is the thief. And I believe he's the very man who's been accused of patricide. The cursed wayward son of Isidore Burke. What makes you think it's him? I haven't made up my mind yet. I just have my suspicions. The end times are upon us, if sons have ceased to honor their fathers. They are turning the earth towards the void, toppling what their parents built is what these wayward children are best at. But they never create anything in its place. I feel like you're talking about your own son. My son has now founded a kingdom of his own. There it is, towering above our sinful earth. He wouldn't let anyone into that world, not even his own father. If you're interested in to know what's going on there, give it a try. Maria thinks you're a man for whom nothing is impossible. I too have long been interested in what's going on in that place.
I feel as though my...
Let's go talk to Maria, speaking of. With how striking the visual is, how bizarre it is, and how big it is on the map, I feel like the game is just screaming for you to find your way into the Polyhedron and the termitary and so on at some point. You even get... Wow, you even get stuff like razors at random.
Oh, Mother. Why can't you be here with us?
So that's how it is. Clearly Simon has not reached the end of this earthly path yet. Maria, I need to get into the Polyhedron. You cannot. It is off limits, especially to you, since you tend to plunge into the thick of the battle. Who knows what you might bring back on your coat? Yes, Daniel. I admire your courage. If the impression you've made on me is not fallacious, then you belong to the kind of people that the world is running out of. Tell me, what's inside it? Children playing, Bachelor Denkovsky. 1,500 children. And it is their princedom, and my little brother Casper, styled Khan, is their uncrowned prince. That place is clean. No evil can enter those walls. It would bounce off them like sun rays. I can see it. "1,500 people? How can a frail stairway support such weight?" They are children. That is exactly why adults are not allowed in. The frail stairway would not be able to support the weight for long. Do not worry, the tower has been standing for a long time. It will not collapse unless toppled deliberately and maliciously. That is not an answer, by the way. Like, it's just not an answer. This is impossible. A utopia. This entire place is a utopia. A place that should not exist. I suppose so. Now I see why you're awed by it. Not an hour goes by without me shuddering at the thought of that omnipresent evil creeping into the specular fortress of the Polyhedron. But I am watching the situation more closely. Trusting neither my gift nor my intuition, I get hourly updates from Khan. I'd like to talk to your brother. All right. Climb the tower. Khan will confirm that I am right. I appreciate your trust. I won't let you down. I was already up there.
What is the...
Something new there. What a terrible explanation. How is this massive tower being supported by a tiny staircase? Because all the 1,500 people inside are only children. It's like, I don't know. That's not actually... That doesn't work. You can't just pretend that that works. That doesn't make up for the problem at all. You crazy. Nope. No luck this time.